No. And I am Mr. QC issue.
We are a little too old for this next one to be interesting.
So wait a minute. You're talking about getting a non-transforming figure?
It has firing missiles,
Oh,
but they are $35 a pop, so that's probably gonna make me not get it.
the go-go gadget arm. Hey, what's going on, BBC fans? Welcome back. I'm Bobby the Bot,
And I'm James the Con.
and today we have some new weekly news. So let's jump right into it.
All right, so as always, let's start off with some leaks. So, like last week, we're gonna go most interesting or least interesting to most interesting. So, I think we are a little too old for this next one to be interesting, and that is that I guess there's going to be a collaboration with Fortnite. I have never played that game, but the rendering of Optimus looks cool. So maybe if they make a Nemesis Prime, I'll dip my toes into it. I doubt it, but it's still something that's coming up.
I must agree that Optimus does look good. I've never played Fortnite either. It does look interesting. I wonder if Megatron's going to be on the, whoever they're going after side. But it does look like they're about to do some damage.
Yeah. So we'll wait to see more screenshots. I think this was taken off of a loading screen. So some developer accidentally put this in. So
Connecting.
we'll see more. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see more shortly, hopefully. And next, we're going to be talking about Legacy Evolution Shadow Striker. So before I get into this, why don't you go ahead, Bobby?
I am not familiar with the character. So the first thing I noticed is the shield being the top of the car. So that's going to probably irk a lot of people parts forming. The head looks a little like Blur. That's as close of a character I could think of. The alt mode is kind of cool. I don't like the feet on the bot mode, but it looks like there's the engine in the chest, which I actually like that. It looks kind of cool. It looks like a decent figure to me.
Oh, good. Well, so it's on your maybe list?
It's out of a 1 to 10, it'll be a 4.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty good for a random character.
Yeah.
So now let me start. So I'm going to talk objectively just about the figure and not the character first. I think it looks decent. It has a lot of kibble, like you said, with the top of the car, but that is kind of accurate to the original version of it. I don't like the front of the car. That's why I put that one picture in there. That kind of breaks it up, and it looks like the car has a nose.
I figured it's the thing.
I don't know how. I mean, the side profile looks great, but the top-down profile is just a little bit iffy. But that's not where my problems lie. My problems lie with the colors. This doesn't look like any iteration of Shadow Striker that we have. If we go right here, I set up the two other iterations we have. The first one looks closer. That's the Cyberverse one, so it has all the baby blues and stuff, which this is completely missing. And the left one is the original one from, I believe, 2002, which is from BotCon. And the colors are completely different, obviously. And right here, you could see where the shoulder the top of the car is the shoulder comes. And I still think the best figure out of these two is going to be the one from 2000. I just think it looks nicer and it probably is going to hold up better, have more articulation and all of that jazz. But I am annoyed with these colors. I don't understand why they did it. It doesn't look like either of these iterations. It's not going to a show. They made it the most bland-looking fembot they could have. They could have added some of that bright blue. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting a bright character because, admittedly, both of these original characters are bright. And now it's very dull and boring looking, honestly. And I know this is just a sideburn remold. This is they always release the remolds first sometimes. That's all this is going to be. And that makes me very sad that we didn't get a proper fembot out of this. So I'm 50-50 on this one. Even though it is a fembot and a Decepticon, which I adore, I just can't get past again, you like to say I use this word a lot. The laziness that I see from this. They didn't try, to me, to make an interesting character, an interesting looking figure, let me say. And I just don't understand it. I don't get it. They used a lot of paint already. They could have put some of that budget into some of that blue in there. Or put some of the gold, have a throwback to the original one. That would have been cool too. But instead, they just gave us the most generic looking Decepticon they could have.
So I have
Rant
a question.
over.
I have a
Yes.
question. Is one eye bigger than the other, or is that just the angle? Is it like
She has like a robot circle eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't tell from the Cybertron picture or not, so
Yeah. So that was made up for the Cybertron show. I guess she was damaged or something like that. And I never watched it, so please tell me if I'm wrong, guys watching. But I think she was originally an Autobot that got damaged and became a Decepticon. That's what I heard online, but I could be completely wrong. That might be the original one from BotCon storyline. I don't know. So I might actually skip this and just put the money towards the original BotCon mold because that thing looks really nice.
I didn't even know that was a fembot. I mean, the head doesn't really. I guess
it looks like a fembot in both of the other ones, but this new one, doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like a blur head to me. So
yeah, especially Shattered Glass Blur with that circly eye. And
right,
all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. So you're 50-50 or?
I would say so. I mean, I'll end up probably buying it. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a Decepticon fembot, and I can put it on the shelf. And I might be able to paint it myself because it looks so bland in robot mode to me.
Well, now that you put the other pictures up, I mean, I definitely see that there's a lot of detail missing. And so with that, I can definitely see, I mean, there's a lot of paint missing. I mean, they did a really good job with the chest, but then in the Cybertron, again, I'm not familiar with the character. The Cybertron version doesn't have the details of the chest, but there's just so much color. Really this new figure is just blue and red with a little bit of silver in there. So in the chest. So
and it's mostly black, honestly.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. I really don't understand this. Our friend Jose sent me these pictures when it first came out. Like, he always shout out to Jose. And I was like, oh. That's what I was. He's like, oh, Shadow Striker got leaked. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, literally call it anything. And it could be any other jobber,
Yeah.
So,
we've talked about
moving
that.
on to something that I am much more excited about that was leaked, and I might get this, I don't know yet, and that is the Bichio series Transformers Nemesis Prime. I'm a Nemesis Prime collector. I liked them originally. We talked about them, and this might be a unique piece to go with my other Nemesis Primes. So, if we see those guys at TFCon again, and they have this, I might just have to pick this up.
So wait a minute. You're talking about getting a non-transforming figure?
Well, yeah, only because it's Nemesis Prime. And it's a pretty cool looking thing.
So it was cool that they pass out these cards at TFCon in LA. So I agree that they looked really good. And I can't remember what they were going for, but that Nemesis does look good. I liked the Bumblebee. I thought the Bumblebee was really cute. I liked the Prime. I wouldn't probably be in on any of these though, and I'm really surprised that you are. But you'll have to let me know how it is. So now when I see it, and if we're together, I'm expecting you to whip out that card.
If I don't already have it. I mean, I have 30 plus Nemesis Prime, Scourge, Black Convoy, whatever you want to call it. So why not? I like the sword, as long as it's not like 150 plus. If it's 100 or below, that's 50-50. But if it's 150 plus, I'm out completely. So I think it looks cool though.
It does.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into what has been just announced. There's quite a few things, and I started off with something directly for you, and that's Hoist.
Ah.
They showed off the masterpiece version. Here he is. I'm going to call him Noodle Legs. So there's Noodle Legs, and he has a noodle arm too. So it's just Noodle Bot altogether. What do you think about this, Bobby?
So, upon first seeing it, I do think it's my least favorite out of the X-Transbots and the Fans Toys versions. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick this up or not.
Oh, really?
No.
You liked the Trailbreaker. I'm surprised you're not going to be picking this one up.
I did, but literally the Go-Go Gadget arm that he's doing this, that's what it reminds me of. And I mean, maybe there was an episode where he did that. I can't remember. I don't really like that. The legs are a little wonky. They are very, very thin. And I'm on the fence. I don't know if Hoist is not one of my favorite characters, probably in my bottom third of characters that I like. So I may be satisfied with just having the Fans Toys in the X-Transbots version.
Yes, I do think those edge this out on looks. Can't comment on quality. So we'll see. Obviously, I'm not getting this. This has no place in my collection.
Yeah.
Moving on to another masterpiece, we've got KN, which was leaked last week. Here it is in its bot and vehicle mode. And I've got to say, the bot mode actually looks kind of cool. He looks like a stocky bruiser type of guy. I'll give it to them. I do think it looks cool. The alt mode, again, looks really cool. So what do you think of this guy?
This picture that you have here, he looks good in bot mode. I've seen some other pictures.
It's iffy.
It looks like he looks like Blaster or Soundwave turned on its side. He's just like a real chunky, unproportioned figure, which I don't like at all. The alt modes, I mean, I think there's no argument from me on these. The alt modes look great, and it looks like that's what they were going for, which is, probably not good for us Transformer fans who enjoy keeping our figures in bot mode. But I don't know. I'm out on this set unless they go on sale for a really reduced price. Then I would pick them up to keep them in alt mode.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't even buy it if all 6 of them for $150. I probably still would be like, because look at this combined mode.
That looks terrible.
You took the words out of my mouth. I am so confused with this image of the crotch section that KN turns into, because if you look at the combined mode, there are thigh pieces that look like they come with KN. I might be wrong, but it's the same gray. But they're not on the other image, so I don't know what's going on. But I don't even know what to say about this. It doesn't look like it can pose. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in this figure, honestly, because initially when they announced it, I was in on both. I had a pre-order on the first one, and then the final price came out, and I started looking. I think it was like $200. When they first were announced, they were really expensive. Then the price dropped down. They started calling it masterpiece scale, and it really didn't fit in the masterpiece scale, in my opinion. And then as the picture started coming out, I was just like, oh, this looks really bad. Especially I was doing the Raiden or the Moon Studio version at the same time, and those looked amazing. So it was really hard to get behind this. And then they started showing kind of the combined mode and all the kibble on the legs and everything. And I was just like, this is not for me.
Now, I have a question. Since you have Raiden, I've been seeing a lot of people online talking about it, saying Raiden is a floppy mess and to never buy it, and this one's going to be better. Is your Raiden floppy at all?
No, and I am Mr. QC issue, and if I had, it's just terrible how many QC issues I have with the figures. I had no problems with Raiden. My Raiden's, is in my case standing up fine. He, like anything or any combiner, there of course is, a little stability issues in terms of how heavy it is, but it's not going to get into some of the poses that I probably would. He's not standing on one foot, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, but I don't have any problems with it. The ratchets are very good. So the only thing that I might say could be a floppy mess is sometimes the guns that go on the legs or on the foot. One of those may pop off, but other than that, no problems.
Those guns on the foot look a whole heck of a lot better than these guns on the. I don't even know. I mean, I know you joke about me calling things lazy a lot.
Oh, that that that's not even lazy. That's like asleep. That's like
Because, like, I mean, look at how much of the figure is hanging off of the baby got back because and more. I I was really hoping this was going to be good, but it kind of shows Takara should have done Devastator as their first masterpiece scaled combiner.
yeah. I mean,
This
honestly,
is chug scaled. These people are Voyager 6-7 inch scaled. To me, that's not masterpiece unless it's like a car or something like that. But these are trains. These should be the same size as like Starscream. In my head canon, I don't know. Please correct us if you've watched the anime, or Bobby, if you remember. But I feel like they should be bigger.
they should be bigger. And
Yeah.
honestly, looking at this, these aren't far off from the Combiner War.
No,
You know,
they're not. They're
you
not.
know,
I think this thing is going to be about the same size, maybe a little bit taller. Because if that leg is about 7 inches, so this thing's going to be 14, 15 inches.
and the statement I made, meaning quality wise, I mean, not like the
Oh,
look of it. The look of it isn't as amazing for it to become considered masterpiece. It's not as amazing to me as something I would have expected a masterpiece to look like. To me, this is along the same lines of Combiner Wars, or
okay. And I might get lambasted for this, but I kind of feel like this was made for the Generations line, and they kind of just said, "Okay, let's make it a little bit nicer, get a little bit more transformation here or there. Okay, push it into masterpiece." Because compared to the other masterpieces that have come out, this is so far down the list. So,
it really is. And it's I mean, again, it's a masterpiece for alt mode. Yes.
yes, 100%.
Everything else,
And
I don't know.
I get it. The sizing is because they wanted HO scale trains, but they could have done O scale trains, which are a little bit larger. So I don't know. Let's move on
Yes.
to something that I know you're going to buy. And that is right here, Optimus Primal. What do you think about this guy, Bobby?
That's all you.
Yeah,
Honestly,
so he comes with a lot of stuff, which is really cool. And even a different faceplate.
it looks decent. I mean, if I was a Beast Wars fan or something like that, I may be in on this. It doesn't look bad. So
No.
honestly, it actually looks kind of cool. It looks like Batman slash I call him Monkey Man. That's like the
Monkey
new
Man?
superhero.
All right.
You know, and
Yeah,
the picture on the left in particular, has the little I was gonna say
Maximal symbol.
Maximal. I was gonna say Predacon. I was like, that's not right. The Maximal symbol on his chest, and it looks pretty good. Honestly, this is probably my favorite version of this figure that I've seen so far.
Yeah, so this is they just call it Takara Tomy. I'm assuming this is the Studio Series version. The only reason why I might pick this up if I saw it domestically, I'm not buying it online. It's not worth it. is it has firing missiles.
Oh, I know.
And that is really cool that they actually have a figure after how long? 5 years of having no firing missiles. But again, I'd have to get this domestically. I'm not paying import prices for this. But that is really cool. I want more of this. Hasbro, you need to do more of this, more fun stuff. And get more fun colors on Shadow Striker. Dang it. So next, we've got this guy, which is the 3-0 Bumblebee. I don't think we have to spend too much time on this. It looks decent for what it is.
I agree.
Yeah. Next, we've got some pins. We've by, who is it? Icon Heroes. There, it's the Kawaii pin set. We've got the Autobots and the Decepticons. And I might be picking up those Decepticons for my backpack.
I was just about to say, you are a collector of the pins for your bag. I know I have a couple of pins from TFCon and stuff, but I would be out on these.
Yeah, they're cute. So, but they are $35 a pop. So that's probably gonna make me not get it. But, you know,
I'm out.
$10 a pin sounds about right. So, next is something that you might get, and that is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it's a plush slag. What do you think about this, Bobby? And this is by Symbiote Studios, by the way.
It is so cute, and my daughter would love this.
It is very cute.
It is very cute, and I still, being from San Diego, I've never gone to a San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, I went to one a long time ago.
And every time I go back home, it's either before it comes or after it's left. So, and similar, I'll be back in San Diego in September. So, and then I was in San Diego in March. So, I'm going to miss this, but I don't know what the price point is on this, but I may pick this up for my daughter.
I don't blame you. If I was at SDCC, I'd pick it up, but that's the only way I pick it up. It's cute, but I know it's going to probably be a little expensive because it is an exclusive, unless it doesn't sell, but things usually sell.
Yeah.
So next we have more non-transforming things, and Moby Watch is having some bands for the Apple Watch, and Optimus I guess it's Optimus and Megatron. Yeah, even Autobot and Decepticons. What do you think of these, Bobby?
So I'm a watch guy, and I do not have an Apple Watch, clearly because I have so many other watches, and I feel like if I had an Apple Watch, it's going to take over my life. So being that I do not have an Apple Watch, that automatically pushes me out on these. If I did have one, I probably would pick up both bands.
Both of them. Well, for me, I have a Samsung watch because I use a Samsung phone. So again, I'm out of that because they're not interchangeable. But if they do make it for Samsung, I'll get that Decepticon one. That's pretty cool.
And really, you know, my watches go with my wardrobe. So I do have some red that band would look great with, and I have a lot of grays and dark colors in that Decepticon.
Both of them will go with the shirt you're wearing right now.
Hey, there you go. I could wear, if I put one on each arm or something like that.
There you go. Get two of them.
Yeah, I'm not buying an Apple Watch yet.
Next, we have APC Toys Red Gladiator. So we already showed off the clear one. So now we have the normal colored one. And I like this one better.
Ah.
I think it looks nicer. Mostly because the windows are a different color than the rest of it. That really threw me off. It looks like a cheap dollar store toy, even though it's not, I know that. But it looked like one, and I'm not into those Lucky Draw figures. So this is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I am interested, not to have this Cliff Jumper, but just to have it as a zombie Transformer. I just like that idea because I love all things horror. I know you're probably not interested at all, and you're going to say not my Cliff Jumper, correct?
Definitely not my Cliff Jumper. and every time I see, I swear Cliff Jumper gets no love in the media because he died. What is this, Prime? I remember watching it, and he died. And then I recently started watching the Bumblebee movie again, and he died in the Bumblebee movie.
Spoiler alert! God dang it, Bobby.
Well, if you hadn't seen it by now,
It's such an inconsequential scene, anyways. But
yeah,
yeah, so in Cliffjumper was always my favorite between him and Bumblebee, mostly because of the big guns, which they haven't really shown in a lot of media. But
he hasn't made it.
he dies too fast.
Yeah,
But this is pretty cool. I do like it. So
yeah, and actually, Cliffjumper was my favorite out of both because he also had an attitude.
yes, I like that too.
Yeah.
So it's a little grumpy red man.
Yeah.
So let's see what updates we have. And the first thing I found a little weird. I didn't know where to put this, but so the Studio Series SS100 Deluxe Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, they painted his complete face. So I know this is something that we complained about when we first saw the picture, is that was that the face wasn't painted all the way. And then they came out with the pictures, what he's going to look like in the movie, and the face wasn't painted, as you could see with that, the art right there. He has the yellow around him, and I was like, oh, okay, it's screen accurate, gotcha. And now they're painting the whole face and making it not screen accurate. So I don't understand what's going on. Maybe you could shed some light.
I have absolutely no idea. I have no intention of picking these up. And honestly, I don't like the Bumblebee face.
I don't either. I've never liked the face from any of the movies.
I haven't. And so it's hard for me to get behind it. I mean, I guess the painted face looks better. It looks more detailed. It looks more realistic. But
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll wait till I see the movie and we can make a more educated decision.
Yes.
So Figure King number 304 came out. So I had a whole bunch of Rise of the Beast Legacy Studio Series, and we already talked about all of them. So I picked the ones that I thought would be most pertinent to us. Specifically for you, I got those Legends Dinobots right there.
I saw you. You've already said you're picking up this swoop.
Actually, I might not after seeing it in person. But I got Dion and Beachcomber for you. I think that
the left side is me, the right side is you.
Exactly. And then I've got, I don't remember her name, but we've got the Fembot, which is a lot more interesting than the new Shadow Striker, and it's a remold. And we have actually the Nemesis Leo Prime, which actually looks really, really nice. In all of the pictures I've seen so far, Ming Motion came out with some pictures, and in these pictures, it's looking really nice. So I'm excited for that one.
I will be picking up probably all of these except for the Dinobots, the core class Dinobots.
Oh, really? Even the Fembot?
I like it a lot better than the
Shadow Striker.
The Junkion. Well, definitely more than Shadow Striker. But the original mode that they came out with, I like that they, instead of being a tow truck, it's a car. I like it a little bit better.
Well, I'll be interested to see how these fit. And when you got them, and you can show them off, because the best thing on this whole page, and I think the figure you're going to like the most, is that little green bird.
Honestly, now that I know the little green bird can move, I'm good with that.
I almost want to get it just for that little green bird, just to put it with like a pirate or something like that. I think that'd be funny.
Shipwreck from G.I. Joe, right?
It's something like that, or Captain Shark, because I do have a Captain Shark. So next, we're moving into third-party territory, and we've got the Legacy Animated Prowl. So this is the Samurai armor. We talked about, they had the silhouette last video. So here it is, fully. It looks fine. I do got to say, it could go on that stand, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that looks cool just as its own set piece. But if you want it, you can get it. I haven't heard too good things about this Prowl, so I probably will be staying away.
I love that it changes into a sidecar. That is really, really cool. That would almost make me think about almost letting you talk me in to almost considering purchasing this.
It could be a new character.
Almost, allow me to consider this being a new character and almost allowing this to make its way into my shopping cart, to almost not put it back on the shelf, and to almost walk out of the store with it, and
So you
almost
bought him, is what you're
no,
telling me.
no, 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 no. Almost.
Almost. It looks really cool though.
I love the sidecar. That is really cool. I don't know anything about this Prowl and da da da. It would have to be definitely a new character, but I'm digging the sidecar.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I remember
this
seeing.
is what the original toy was.
Oh,
for the armored set, so it was always supposed to be a sidecar, and even in the show, I think it was a sidecar. So this is really cool, but it's just not for me.
Yeah, when I was a kid,
not to pay
with
like what $25 for the upgrade set and then $25 for the figure. It's not that much. Now, if it came with it originally, I probably, like you, almost would have picked it up off the shelf. But as it is, I probably won't get it. But it looks great for all of you that want to recreate this.
Yeah.
So next, this one's just for you, Bobby. And it's Magic Squares Vortex. We got new images, and I think that's the same image we saw of the Bruticus. So when is this going to hit your doorstep? Yeah, I guess doorstep would be the right word.
Whenever somebody buys it for me.
Yeah, come on now. It looks so good. It's just for you.
I'm not gonna do it. And honestly, if I was gonna go to combiners for Legend Scale, I'd probably start at the Stunticons first, and then probably the Aerial Bots, and then probably Devastator, and then Bruticus. And I think that's all the combiners that they have available.
Not King Toys Predaking?
Oh. Well, I'm working on my second version of the King Toys Predaking. So
mine just won't get a third.
This gold set is doing wonders on me right now.
Yep. Go watch that video. It's pretty cool. Next, we've got Like Toys Dion. So it's pretty tall. I think we talked about this like 4 months ago or something like that. It's available for purchase now, if I'm correct. And it's a lot better looking than Hasbro's attempt. I get it. Hasbro's attempt was a repaint. It couldn't be this. Totally understandable. That's also $25 or something. This is going to be a lot more. But this looks really good, I will say.
The bot mode looks amazing. I'm in love with the bot mode. The alt mode is kind of funny because I'm thinking about the cartoon or that one episode, and so it's pretty close. But that bot mode looks really, really good. I'm curious, while it's up for sale now, I haven't seen any prices on it, so I do have a request for pricing, and so that will determine if I pick this up or not.
Well, let me know. Definitely, because this looks cool.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into what is coming out soon. And the first thing, now these were released in Singapore. We've got a whole bunch of stuff, but the main things are the VNR Optimus Prime that turns into that truck. I think it looks pretty cool. Don't like the trailer. And then we have Armada Prime, which I think you're picking up, if I'm not correct, right?
No, that's you.
No, that's not me. Not with that big crotch flap.
That was you who was so excited about the announcement of this and all that.
I wasn't that excited. I was more excited about Megatron.
You were excited about both. I was happy with my fans' hobby, and that's the way it's going to stay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm passing on both of these. If they do a single release of just the cab of that Optimus Prime, I might pick it up. But I'm not paying $50 plus for a trailer and a Voyager. Moving on, speaking of fans' hobbies, this is coming soon, so you should be able to purchase it. I completely forgot about this, and I don't have a pre-order in. But I think I might just wait till TFCon, to be honest. Because it looks amazing. We've talked about this quite a bit. You're getting it. I think you probably already got the payment request thing, I'm assuming, and I really like it too, so we'll see.
I'm gonna save room in my suitcase and probably the boxes that I typically have sent to my house from TFCon. I'm gonna save some space and have this already at home by the time TFCon Orlando comes. So I'm really excited about this. I have the Megatron. This one looks. I mean, the color scheme is a lot better to me, even though I wasn't a fan of the show per se. I just really like the colors on this.
I agree. This one has nostalgia for me, so maybe I'll pick it up sooner, and I won't be able to wait. We'll see. Next, we've got Fans Toys Recorder, and I know you're picking this up, correct?
It's in the mail.
There we go. So we'll be able to see this soon. I think it looks way too blocky, but I understand why it looks blocky, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
The crazy thing about it, I think, and I don't have it in hand yet, but I think I like the Deformation Space version better.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to do a side-by-side comparison.
Yes.
So next we've got Gigapowers. I think this is a re-release of the Chrome version of their Grimlock, but more interestingly, we also have the Chrome version of the Swoop. So I know both of us prefer Swoop when it comes to Dinobots. This thing looks amazing. Are you going to be getting it?
I actually have this version.
Oh, okay.
So
the shiny one and everything?
Yes. So
cool.
Unfortunately, when I started collecting these, I have a couple of that are the metallic version and a couple of the other chrome versions. So I do like the Swoop, and it was really hard. So, I don't like making decisions. So I actually picked up the Fans Toys and the Gigapower, but both are really good in their own way. So you can't go wrong with, if you're not necessarily a Fans Toys, enthusiast, you will not go wrong with picking these up. If you have a hard time getting the Fans Toys, you will not go wrong with picking these up.
Yes, it does look good. It's tempting to me, but I don't. No, not for how much they're asking for it.
It's a great figure.
Let's talk about what was released. APC Megatron. We've talked about this like 4 times on this show, so we don't need to really go into it. But go ahead and get it, guys, and let us know how it is. Now, this surprised me. So, Bad Cube's Warrior, Steamroll, and Security Director Recon are getting re-releases. They're only like $56, and I might pick up that Red Alert. I don't have a Masterpiece Red Alert. And he's always been my favorite of the Lambo mold brother things. Besides like Deep Cover and all of them. But I really do like this. So I might be picking it up. And that price is right as well.
Do it. The transformation is kind of it's different. I can say that. And the way the missile comes together on his shoulder is different. And so I do have both of these, and I'm happy with them. I have the Takara versions as well, so I keep one in alt mode and one in bot mode. So I do like both of these though, and that price point, as you said, is a good price point.
You can't beat it. Okay, now forgive me. This is Yujing XP15 oversized barricade masterpiece. So it's a KO. Oh, are you asking me if I'm going to get this? No.
Yes.
No. So Barricade is the best thing to come out of the movies, in my opinion. I thought he was a great character. I thought it created a new Decepticon that was good for a different Decepticon. That wasn't a jet, that wasn't Soundwave, that wasn't a tank. It was something unique and made sense. But I want a G1 version. I would be okay with the Prowl repaint, a Masterpiece Prowl repaint as Barricade.
I love the alt mode of this.
Yes.
Because I guess you're the repaint guy. I'm the alt guy, I guess. With some, I don't like the movie figure heads. That's always kind of been my issue with the movie figures. I think that alt mode looks amazing, though. I mean, it looks realistic, like a car nowadays. So I think that looks really, really good, and I'm surprised that you're not picking this up. I thought you would be all over this.
Yeah. I like
for
it.
To be a movie
I really do. I just have other things that I need to pick up, And this, I don't know where I'd fit this because this wouldn't go with my other Masterpiece figures. So, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if, we get a 3D printed head or something, like I could make it work.
Yeah.
Lastly, okay, so this last one is all for you because you got a lonely figure over there that's a little beat up and he needs some brothers. When are you going to pick these guys up?
These will also be purchased when somebody else uses their credit card or cash to pay for them.
You are going to leave Starscream crying in the corner with no seekers.
He can scream, Star Screamer.
In the corner?
In the corner, yes. I will not be picking these up. I do, again, I cannot go down that rabbit hole of purchasing Legends figures. And so it's hard because there's a lot of them that I really, really like, but they would kill me with repaints. And I already have a hard time saying no. So I'm putting my foot down and saying I'm not jumping into the Legends side of things.
All right.
Even though I would love to, honestly.
They do look good. I think these decos, I think we talked about this again, so I'm not going to go too much into it. They do look really good, and if the Make Toy Seekers were in these colors, I would have picked them up in a heartbeat. But they're not, so.
Yes, I have something coming from Make Toys.
Yeah, we'll have to see that soon. So that is everything we have for you. So as always, like, comment, and share. If you know anybody that you think will like this, share it with them, and maybe we'll be able to talk to them soon.
Yes, so thanks again for joining us. As always, till all debates are won.